to our Summer Song Block of the Month sewing program. If you remember, in week 1, we worked on our pinwheel block. Week 2, we worked on our flock of 4 flying geese. And this week, we'll be working on our 4 patches. We have 4 patches in this block. For our 4 patch blocks, you are going to be using your strip of white with the flowers. Remember, there is a right side and a wrong side, so you want to make sure the right side is facing up. And then we're going to be using our golden or our yellow. So the first step in this block, we're going to put these pieces right sides together. So the right sides are going to kiss. Oh, we don't want to use that side. I didn't cut off my selvage there. So we are going to put these together, right sides together. And we're going to make sure these match up nice and pretty. Okay. Again, this pattern does fall true to the 1/4 inch seam. So watch your seams when you sew it. We are going to sew down just one side of this using our 1/4 inch foot or whatever marking you choose to use with your 1/4 inch. And then we're going to press it and then we'll be back. So now that we've got these two sewn together, we've pressed this. I'm using a teal thread on mine so you can see it. This is my 1/4 inch seam. We've pressed it to seal that stitch there, and then we flipped it over and pressed nice and pretty. So the key to getting pieces the accurate size is press, press, press. So the more you press, the firmer it is and the straighter it is, and it gets all those excess creases out. So this piece should be right at 5 inches. And 5 inches is from the bottom of the white to the top of the yellow. So 5 inches. And we are going to start this. We've got this lined up on this bottom line here. And we are going to start this by cutting off this little excess down here. So if you can see, there's a little bit of excess. It's not quite straight on this edge. So we're going to chop that off. Just whack it. Okay. Now I've highlighted the 2 3/4 for you so you can see it a little better on this OmniGrid ruler. I would encourage you, when you are cutting lots of things or lots of pieces, get a dry erase marker. This is permanent marker, which will come off with alcohol once I get finished with this project. But it's a great guideline of where I need to line up. And if I needed to, I could just highlight that line all the way down. But this will make my 2 3/4 by 5. And you are going to need 8 of these babies. So we are going to line that up. Remember, you're lining it up here with the line and then the edge with the 2 3/4. There's 2. I might not get 8 out of this piece because I was at the shop the other day making this video, and by the time I got home to put it all together, realized that when I was recording, I really wasn't recording. So what you got was me sneezing and wiggling around the shop, and the whole time that I thought I was recording, apparently the camera was off. So anyway, we're learning this YouTube video stuff. And, you know, it's a little challenging, but in this day and age, we have to just roll with the punches. So we are just, again, lining up at the bottom and onto the left side. So let's see, how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 3 more. I may not get 3 more out of here, but out of your kit for block 1, you will have plenty enough for your 8 pieces. Once you get that first little bit cut off, you know, it's not imperative that you keep it straight on your board, but it is imperative that you line up the ruler. So we didn't quite get 8 pieces, but that's okay. You've got the gist of it. So now that we have these pieces together and cut, we are going to put them together to make our block. So the gold side is where the seam is pressed towards, okay? So these pieces are gonna go together like so, all right? So as you put these together, you're gonna match up those seams. And as you can see, those seams, this is called nesting. So this seam goes to the right, this seam goes to the left, and those are gonna nest, okay? I like to put a pin or a clip. I love these clips. Wonder clips are fabulous. Put a clip in the middle and that will hold that together as you sew. And as you can see, look how perfect, oh, I can't even believe how perfect that is, the size of that. So we're gonna run those stitches down and then we're gonna press that, open it up, and that will make our 4-patch or our 4x4 block for our quilt, block number 1. So now we've got our blocks together and we have, again, we have pressed, folded over, and then opened it up and pressed it again. I love to use best press on every step of this. Just makes it nice and crisp and easy to put together. I just can't believe how beautifully these points came together. Now, don't be discouraged if yours are a little off like this one. It'll be okay, all right? So now that we've got our squares done, and again, I only got 3 out of this because I was using scraps, but I've already got my 4 ready for the block. So you are gonna square this up. So this will be a 5-inch square block. So I like to line up the side, line up the bottom, and make sure this is going through your point. If it is going through your point, you are in good shape, okay? So I line that up, and then I'm just gonna take off this simple little edge over here, and we're gonna scrap that. So we've got that. Now we're gonna turn it, make sure it's 5 inches the other direction, lining up at the top and the bottom. Got our arrow little going. Nothing needs to come off that side, I don't think. Maybe just a tad. So look, now you have your 5x5-inch 4-patch, and we are ready to assemble our block. As you can see, I put all my pieces on my project board here so you can just see how they go together. So our first row will consist of our 4-patch, flying geese, and a 4-patch. Pay close attention to this row because your stairs, the stairs on your row 1 on your 4-patch should be going up, should be going upstairs. So you're gonna sew the 4-patch to the flying geese and the flying geese to the 4-patch, and then you're gonna press. Your second row will be a flying geese, your pinwheel, and then a flying geese. Paying attention to the points going outward, okay? All the points on the geese go outward, all right? This will form a star once the block is together. Your last row is identical to the first row, only your stairs, the yellow on the 4-patch, are going down. So the last row, stairs are going downstairs, and on the top row, stairs are going upstairs. I'm not gonna sew this on this video. You guys are familiar with your 1/4-inch seam and your pressing techniques by now. So we will assemble this block and move forward to adding our border. So now we have our block all sewn together, pinwheels, 4 patches, and our flock of geese, which now make a star. You will have your borders already cut. Make sure before you add your borders that you have squared up your block. Press it nice and pretty. Mine's a little large, so I'm gonna be trimming mine down before I attach my borders. But you are gonna wanna put on your short pieces first. So this is my long piece So you should have 2 long pieces and 2 short pieces. So always remember, short pieces are your ceiling and your floor. So see, mine's a little large. So I'm gonna have to trim that down, my block. But your shorter pieces always are on the top and on the bottom, and then your walls are tall, okay? So if you remember that, floor and ceiling short, walls are tall. So if you just remember the walls are tall, the floor and ceilings are short. So I'm gonna trim up my block, and so when we attach, I'm gonna trim up my block and then attach these borders. So the tops, you're gonna right sides together, and again, we're gonna press and pop that out. We're gonna put on the floor, right sides together, pop that out, and then we'll put on our walls. So you always want to put on your floor and ceiling, press it, then put on your walls, okay? So we'll be back and we'll come back with our final block. Congratulations, now that you've added your border, you have successfully completed block 1 of your Summer Song quilt. Be sure and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get future updates from So Unique Sewing. We look forward to seeing